Good day. We're starting with breaths today on the mat. Systems on and doing voice over. Even though you're seeing my lips move, it's all in English, no foreign subtitles, just me doing me. Grounding your feet into the mat, pressing the pinky side of the feet as if to tear the mat in two. Find your center, lifting the ribs from the hips. And we're going to draw the hands to heart center, drawing the shoulders away from one another and setting on the spine. Deep breath, inhale, reach your arms overhead, expanding the chest, bringing your gaze to the horizon where the wall and ceiling meet, or wherever is comfortable for your head and neck. Release the arms, reaching away and to the shelf of your hips to create a second opening, perhaps greater chest expansion. Breathing deeply, returning to neutral. Arms at your side, deep breath, inhale. Prepare for stepping into warrior one. Feet are anchored through the heels and the triangle of your big toe and pinky foot, bending the front knee, keeping a strong back leg, finding the depth that your flexibility allows as you reach, straightening both legs and moving into triangle pose, stacking the shoulders, hips, using a block, the mat or your body as the support, perhaps even a chair or piece of furniture that's nearby. Going to try and roll the shoulders back to stack. Deep breath, inhale, reach overhead, bringing the toes slightly inward for a second back bend, standing, supported by the hands on your hips. Again, moving the feet wide to create that stable foundation in every pose from which you can then move from. Deep breath, inhale, long arm reach. We're going to step together into mountain pose. And returning to a second warrior on the other side. Finding your footing, turning the back toe, knee, and hip outward slightly as you lift the ribs from the hips. Again, adjusting and teasing out length according to your flexibility. Relaxing the head and neck through the extension of your arms. Straightening the front leg, we're going to reach into triangle again, stacking the arms, opening the chest, relaxing the head and neck, but again from the firm foundation of your feet, rooted into the foundation. Trying to relax, yet maintain tone through the abdomen and glutes to support the back. Strong shoulder girdle supports the head and neck. We pull up back into center. Mountain pose, deep breath, inhale to prayer, position of the hands. As we move through a sun salutation, reaching overhead, extend through to your forward fold. Hips pull away over the heels. Draw up into the half lift. Again, squaring shoulders, hips. Again, drawing the pinky side of the feet through to the mat. We're going to walk back, jump into a high plank or push-up position. Pulling your abdomen in tightly to the spine. Moving into a hover, your chaturanga. You can do this with your knees placed on the mat first or back up. Strong arms holding as we push into upward facing dog. Releasing your feet to the mat, squeezing the thighs, finding length as you lift the ribs from your hips. Collarbone extends east to west. Take some breaths to relax the hips towards the mat. Curling your toes under, lift through to push-up position as you travel to downward facing dog, finding length in the back of your legs. Hips to head through your spine, relaxing again the head and neck through the frame of your arms as you pedal the feet and find rest. Deep breaths in case you should find yourself holding tension in the head and neck. Relax, pulling forward through to upward and lunge. Drawing one foot through the hands. Again, opportunity to use blocks or lift up using the leg for support. Arms reach overhead for that. Extended stretch, drawing the heel up from the mat, stepping through to mountain. Slight back bend. Release the wrists, hands towards the floor. There's always opportunity for wrist stretch by circling the hands. Move back into that forward fold. Forward fold is always an opportunity for a wrist stretch as well. Softening the knees according to your flexibility. Never finding a lockout in any pose. Drawing the hands under the feet is another way to lengthen or stretch the back of your shoulders and deepen the calf stretch. Half lift. Hold and fold as we step or jump back into high plank. Drawing the abdomen in, the glutes, strong collar bone to create the shoulder girdle stability. Open the feet a little bit wider to also create greater foundation as you move into chaturanga by bending the knees first or moving into your hover and setting the feet down to move into upward facing dog. Deep breaths, releasing the flexion of the back. Opportunity for a cobra if you find the full upward facing dog position too much for the low back or ribs or abdomen. Draw up, stepping through with the other foot for that lunge, positioning the feet. It may take a manual repositioning of that foot to create the stable leg to stand on, to lift and move into crescent or hold the low runner's lunge. Terrific opportunity for hip opening. You may need to rest the back knee down. Again, always blocks or furniture as an assist, stepping through to your forward fold to return back to mountain, drawing the ribs away from the hips. Deep breath, inhale, slight back bend, always an option. As we move back into warrior one, rotate the hips and shoulders forward for warrior two, arms parallel to the floor. Drawing the abdomen in, opening through the inner thigh as you extend the arm overhead for reverse warrior. Finding length as you breathe, making sure the hand is not dumping into that leg and creating more load, but rather just creating the connection, the scaffolding from the firm foundation of your feet. Coming into extended angle by drawing the forearm to the knee or the floor based on your flexibility. Extending the arm overhead, gazing towards it, never contorting, forcing. A pose or position of the head and neck that isn't natural or sustainable. We're going to roll over into forward fold, flat back, arms extend into airplane. Again, draw length or use those hands on the thigh for, again, additional. We're going to straighten that front leg, finding your triangle, folding the top arm and rotating for that split forward fold, flat back, airplane arms reach. Head maintains its position as an extension of your spine as you draw the feet into the mat. That's where you'll find your stability through the foundations. Walk the hands up the leg, turn the toes in as we forward fold from, again, that straddle. Drawing the shoulders down for a stretch as your hands are anchored under the feet if you like, or to the blocks or support you might be using. Turn those toes back out, hands in prayer position, lowering for the deep goblet squat to open up those hips. Can find that opening, drawing the elbows into the inner thigh and creating, again, oppositional resistance, pulling the elbows back to open up those hips. Hands can come tall, long to the mat. We're going to lie on our mat on the back to melt into Savasana, your relaxation pose for meditation. Deep breath, inhale, let the collarbones reach east to west. Open the palms towards the ceiling. Try to find as much contact with the surface of your mat and your body while allowing for neutral spine and the natural curvature of your neck and low back to float above the mat. Taking deep breaths. Trying to empty and create space both with your breath, relaxing the face. If you're having difficulty relaxing, sometimes contracting your whole body like a good morning stretch and then exhaling and relaxing allows for that release into the mat. We're going to use the candle visualization for meditation. So creating that nice long taper of the body, moving the head and neck from the shoulders like the wick of a taper. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, kind of lighting the wick, creating the flame and warmth through the airways. So the breath coming in, warming and relaxing the shoulders into the mat as you draw the breath deeply through your chest. And letting that heat moving through the airway into your chest create a softness as you melt through your shoulders, down the body, down your arms, through to the ribs, passing your diaphragm as you exhale the stale air from deep in your lungs. Relaxing your eyes and traveling that heat and wax past the hips. The wax often rolls down the candle taper faster as it nears the base, finding extension and relaxation through the arms and shoulders, towards the knees, creating a pool of relaxation, warmth at the base of your feet. The flame has grown bigger as well, so you can imagine the light it casts, lighting your flame, creating warmth in the body, and sending that light outward, radiating from this pool of relaxation and heat you've generated. with both intention and relaxation. Staying curious longer and extending these kindnesses to yourself throughout the day. Being light to yourself and then sending that light outward as a reflection of you. May the remainder of your day be filled with light, and may you receive everything that which you share with others.